P. Morgan Sanders, man.
Big high five,
Big
man.
high five, man.
Shout out to my dude for having me, man. Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate love from the heart, from the heart, from the heart.
Appreciate it. Real talk.
Man, welcome to the pull-up.
Thank you.
We're going to go on ahead and show.
Off the rip.
We're going to get our 15 seconds, man.
Man, you know, we lost, you know, R.P. the Pooh.
R.I.P. the Pooh.
R.I.P.
Lil
Tony.
Tony.
You know what I'm saying?
R.I.P.
Show.
Everybody.
P. Jones.
P. Jones. Everybody that we lost, man, it took effect on us, man. Anybody that you want?
Man, that's been a couple of them along our way. William Walton, man, the guy who put us together, man.
I remember
wrote a lot of our songs, man. So shout out to my dude too, man. We ain't gonna never forget that. But
for real.
It's a few more. We ain't gonna mix y'all, but much love to you. Believe that.
Man, so when we do on the pull up, we always bow our heads and do a moment of silence, man, because we always gonna show love to the ones that we left that's gone, man, for sure, man. We're gonna do that off the rip, man. We love y'all.
We love y'all.
Rest easy,
Rest
man.
easy,
For sure,
rest in
man.
heaven.
Amen.
Amen.
Pull up, pull up, pull up.
Up, man.
We in the building. Let's get this shit
Let's
right.
get our drink on.
Let's get our drink on, man. Let's get it going.
Because it's really a celebration of the guys. We lost a lot of good ones along the way. It's not that they just gone. We lost a lot of real good ones along the way. You know what I'm saying? And for us to be here right now and to be standing right now and they spirits here with us, it's truly a blessing for us just to be able to come together and just represent for them too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why we got to keep going.
That's why we
Because they can't do it right now. You see what I'm saying? They are not physically able to do it right now, but their spirit live on, bro. Through music, through our memories. You can't have enough knowledge or enough memories. You know what I'm saying? Continue to build memories. Continue to attain more knowledge. Get more wisdom. You know what I'm saying? With all that, get more understanding. You see what I'm saying? So, man, it's really a celebration, man.
Real celebration
for my people, baby.
For real.
It's really a real one, y'all.
It's a real celebration, man.
There's a lot going on, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's an honor to give you your flowers, man.
Man, listen, bro. I appreciate it all, man, because I'm gonna tell you, this you.
Yeah.
I started with a lot of these dudes, man. That's what I'm saying, and you know, I'm the only one still standing after the originals, man. So I gotta appreciate what God has done for me, man. Believe this.
For sure.
I don't take it for granted at all. Cause I know, man. You know, tomorrow ain't even promised. Not even at the end of the day. It's not even
at the end of the day.
So with all that saying, like that last breath that we all just took, that was precious to us.
Real talk.
Somebody didn't get that breath. You see what I'm saying? That's how real it get. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
for real, man.
Long live.
Long live. For real.
Long live.
Already.
Real shit, man. So man, we gotta already go back from the beginning, man.
Man, where we going? We going to the 80s?
Nah, we're taking it all the way back. Yeah,
we're going to 88.
Your love for music. Like,
just tell the people from. Break it down.
I'm talking about like from the beginning, like the upbringing, like you know what I'm saying?
Man, like for me, my dad was a DJ, so you know, just seeing him spin records, his record collection was what introduced me to, you know, just being around it and listening to it. And he always tell me, he said, man, I used to tell you, go over there and play what you like, you know, and shit, I was putting on Rick James and Luther Vandross, you know, that was just shit I liked back then as a kid because he played it so much. But, you know, he introduced me to all kinds of music. We listened to Madonna and Cyndi Lauper, you know, stuff like that back in the gap. And, you know, really, that's what I'm saying, classic. And, you know, I never forget when he bought like the Sugar Hill Gang and Nucleus. You know, back then we was breaking and stuff, so we started into that era, and he used to be like, "You like that?" Man, that was creative music for us, man. You
know,
was
like beginning almost a hip hop,
basically. That's what I'm going through right there. You know, so you know, he liked the old R&B soul, but I was listening to the Sugar Hill Gang and. You know, what's the Message, you know, the Furious Five and them, man, they were doing all that. So he introduced me to a lot of good music, man. I listened to it all back then. For sure.
Yeah.
So you say you really had your mom and dad in the household.
Oh, for sure,
yeah. So that's what's up, man.
I mean, that was a part of it. And then, you know, just as fast forward, like that boy Tony Thompson.
Yeah.
I never forget when I first saw him perform at the talent show at the convention center. He let me know that it's somebody in Waco that had raw talent.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He sounded just like the record. He was doing New Edition, and man, I was amazed by him. So
I remember would you love me?
that's it.
Yeah.
One of them, he like got on the ground and started
He took
singing.
his tuxedo off.
Yeah.
And threw it out.
Yeah.
He had to go get it.
Man, listen, that boy
I remember
was
that, man.
raw talent. So seeing that, you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, he used to compete with William, Patrick, you know, Stink and them, and they would always come in second. So when William got on, he said, man, I got to go get that dude. And that's pretty much how the whole idea of putting the group together came. I think they tried to shop Tony, you know, solo, but he was way young, then like 13.
He didn't want to lead the group.
Well, the thing was, it was hard. I think the record company just didn't have an idea of how to shop a young fat cat that early. You know, you know, they didn't know what type of music to do with him. So they tried a few things, and eventually got to the idea of let's put him in a group, and that's where he came and found Russell. I think Tory was good friends with Tony in Oklahoma, so they had always sung and competed in talent shows when he was in Oklahoma.
Okay.
So that's how Tory got on. And B. Pooh and Russ, man, they put us with them and we created the Five. Yep.
Man, how was it? Was it like not like an audition? Like how was y'all chosen?
Y'all doing audition?
Like how did that come about?
It's it's interesting to say because now I know that Russell, Tony, and Tory, they did some stuff together first as three. They were called Playmates.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think it just didn't work out that way. And William at the time was really big on image. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's kind of what he was focusing on, image. Yeah, we want something that we could sell, people like to look at. And I was always cool with all of them. You know what I'm saying? Just hanging around and stuff. So I think I just fit the image more so than auditioning for the talent. Yeah. But now from what I understand, they did do some auditions, but I wasn't privy to that. You know what I'm saying? That probably was before they got me, but they just didn't find what they were looking for.
So they picked.
Kind of handpicked, man, let nephew get in. So, I was blessed to be chosen, man. And to be honest,
How did that feel?
I'm finna be real. Like initially, I was like, man, this talented this dude is, what he need me for? You know what I'm saying? Like he could get in. Yeah. And it just took a while. Like William kept, man, you the dude, man. You play your part. And I never forget, we was recording the demo, I Know Love. And so I was just sitting there like, bro, y'all, where would I fit in at? And they was dancing and stuff and rehearsing, and William was like, bro, go get your place, you know what I'm saying? This is for you. And I thought about it. By the end of the night, I'm like, all right, let me give it a try. So I did, man. And I told him, I said, if I stand up and do it, I'm gonna give you 100%. And he said, that's all I asked of him. Yeah. And that next day, man, I was 100% in. Yep. Real talk, man. Real talk.
A lot of y'all recording came from Matrix.
Yeah. Well, it was Kent. It was more Kent.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Luther may have done some pre-production back then, but the first demo we recorded at Kent Studio, which was I can't even call it right now. That's crazy. It was on Franklin, though. I think it was like 19th Franklin.
Well, they moved to Bosque at one point.
What age is this?
We probably 16 at the time. Yeah.
So this like y'all still in school and stuff?
Oh yeah, definitely. We was 9th grade going to the 10th. Yeah.
So how did y'all parents like give the consent to let these adults take y'all on the road and like how did that all come about? Like how did y'all put all that together and then everybody got the consent from their parents and doing this? You see what I'm saying?
We had to get to that place. So it's crazy because like before we actually signed the record contract, I didn't even tell my mom. I was just kind of, real talk. Because I felt like a lot of parents was thinking, don't waste your time, it ain't gonna work. So I don't want that negative energy.
Right.
I'll never forget the day, like when we was getting ready to meet with the managers and talk about the business. I was like, Ma, you know, I need you to come to this meeting because I'm underage, and she was kind of like, So my aunt was like, nah, you gotta support, you know, and see what happens. So I appreciate you, Auntie Karen, for giving us the But yeah, man, we went, and you know, we didn't realize that it took all of that because you're underage, you minors, you know, your parents gotta get consent. A lot of people don't know when you sign deals in the state of New York, you gotta go through surrogate court. So it's a whole nother system where they trying to look out for your best interest, and you gotta sign papers and stuff so that, you know, the record company won't take full advantage of you and make sure that your parents are involved.
Right. All the way.
Yeah, it's called surrogate court. So we had to sign those papers, we had to get them all approved in court just so we could participate like that.
So everything's signed. What was the first jam? This is y'all project, right? This was
so after we signed with the management, pretty much talked to the record company by this time, and they on board. Well, we recorded I Know Love, which was the first demo, and the record company jumped on that. So, you know, they was interested in us, sent us the deal, and, you know, we had some attorneys look over it, but at the time, we didn't know what was good or bad. You know, we just, man, let's get on so we can start this thing rolling. Obviously, they say it's a standard contract. You know, it wasn't in the artist's best interest at the time, but we rolled with it, you know.
Because they in your face talk about image, and then they spending all this money not telling you at the back end that's going to come out your pocket.
Man, recoup, man. When you hear that recoupment, make sure you listen to that, because they recoup everything, bro. Everything.
So, that's what all that, like, so, boom, they do that, y'all get the deal, like, what's the next big move for y'all? All right, we got all that signed, and then what's the next big major move that y'all made after that?
Mostly we started recording, you know, they was, you know, at this time, New York. Yeah.
So that's a whole different ball game.
It's a whole different game. And I mean, like, to be honest, mostly they was, you know, because of the parents and the traveling situation, you got to think of 5 kids, 5 adults. That's 10 people right there. That's costing. So at this point, we all right now. Can we just fly? You know, Tony, just come sing, and y'all come through the backs later. And we kind of started working out that type of process, and we would just kind of rehearse the stuff here. Sometimes we would go to Kent and do some of our backs and stuff, and just send it through. And it was easier for us to manage the monies at that time. But yeah, Tony was in New York a lot. We would go, you know, probably once every couple of months, finish it up. So we had finished the album.
Self-made album.
Well, I mean, exactly, self-titled, High Five. So I think we had like about 14 songs done. And Zamba, which was the publishing company, had just finished a deal with Teddy Riley. So part of that deal was for him to produce for this new act, which was High Five. So his songs were the last 2 songs we recorded. And that kind of just put the icing on the cake, because I mean, you know, I think the songs prior to him coming were good, but his songs were great, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real.
And that's what kind of made us like, all right, we good now.
So y'all dropped their first single.
Just can't handle it. Just can't handle it.
I seen the video.
When I seen the video, I'm young myself.
I can't believe it.
When Tony came out with
this, like, they from my hood. This shit crazy, man.
What year was this?
I'm like, do it for us, bro.
90.
This 90.
Yep.
I was 2.
1990. Wow.
I was 2.
Yeah, August of 1990, we shot the video. July, as a matter of fact. I think it released in late August. Yeah.
Crazy.
I was 7 going on 8.
Wow.
I was 12.
I'm 39 now.
Wow.
I'm 40.
Wow.
I was 12.
So y'all really was youngsters. Yeah, man. We was teenagers.
I don't know what show it was that y'all had, but I remember seeing y'all on TV in Indianapolis. I was like, man, they wailing Indianapolis, man. And it was BET.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. I remember that. I never forgot it, but I'm like, damn,
So
man,
at
they
that
from
time,
the Baylors.
No, real
You know what I'm
talk.
saying?
we just can't handle it. Tony was 16.
Probably 15. You 15. Yeah. Tony was the youngest. So we was you know, like 16, 17, and I think he was 15 at the time, obviously. Yeah. So you know what? It's crazy, man. Like, we didn't realize Waco, they showed love when we shot that video, man. We didn't expect that, man. They came out and supported us, and I don't know if y'all know Antoine Fuqua. He directed the first two.
Shout out to him.
Yeah.
He from Waco?
Nah. He from, I don't know if he's from New York, but he directed Training Day. He directed, he big time in the movies now, man. Like, he got a couple of them. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, so we was his first video director.
Oh,
yeah, Waco, Texas. He did Just Can't Handle It and Kissing Game.
Okay.
So yeah, man. Shout out to Antoine, man.
Shout out to him, man. Salute for real.
Real talk.
So being that young and having this like from getting that deal to boom, now I'm a superstar. Like, how did y'all bring? How did you take that?
Man, I mean, ain't no rules to it. You know what I'm saying? I remember one day we was out, you know, because we was doing shows. We did, as a matter of fact, our first show was the Heart of Texas Fair.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Yeah.
First show, you know, and it was interesting for us to say the least because it was the first time we performed like that. They threw a band in there that we hadn't rehearsed with, so the very first show didn't go well. We had two that night. And the second one, we told the band, and we're gonna do the tracks. You know, we felt better with tracks, so it was a lot better. The outcome was a lot better for us with the tracks, and you know, it was good for us. $50. We made $50 our first show.
Right.
Take that.
10 apiece.
What?
We can't go back. We can't go back from here, man. At least we know we can get $50. But
first show, $50.
Yeah. So after that, man, I think we did Hearn, we did Clean. You know, we was doing a lot of the locals and stuff. But it just, when the song started playing on the radio, Tom Joyner picked it up and he called us for a couple of interviews, and it was like K104 just showed us love. Yeah.
Well, where was you at? What was that feeling? Do you remember where you was at and the feeling when you got that call or heard it on the radio?
You know what? I think I remember my aunt. I was at my grandmother's. She's like, you know what? I think I heard the song on the radio. So I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, they said they're gonna play it later today. So, you know, I waited with my tape and my cassette. I recorded, and I still got it. I still got the cassette.
Got that.
Real talk. Real talk. I still got the cassette. It's a white cassette with blue writing. It said the first time Just Can't Handle It was on the radio that I heard. Anyway.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to that, man. Take a shot to that.
Real talk. So yeah, after man, you know, just hearing your song on the radio like that and not knowing that that's how it works, man, we would always just be excited to hear it, you know. And we would ride around Waco, and when they come on the radio, we jump out the car at the red light. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We celebrate, man. That's how we're supposed to do it, man. Real talk.
Y'all was signed with Jive at the time, right?
Like they was carrying the city, like on
the
show.
First time ever.
Like this shit felt so good. Y'all don't know what y'all did for the city. Y'all probably did, man, but y'all don't.
No, we didn't at the time. I ain't gonna lie to you. We did. We was, like I said, we was just rolling, man, and just happy that it happened. And you know, like I said, Just Can't Handle It started the momentum, but Kissing Game, when that hit, we had to get security then, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
now you don't realize it. It's like
you
can't be in public. They telling us y'all can't go out. What? Wow, we ain't having that. We running from the security, you know what I'm saying? We want to be seen.
Yeah, we're trying to be out there. They want to see y'all. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
So the Kissing Game hit the charts, right?
Oh man, I think Just Can't Handle It went top 10. You know what I'm saying? Maybe top 20, something like that.
Yeah, some went number one. It's Quality Time.
Kissing Game went number 1.
Oh, okay.
Just Can't Handle It. We was in top 20, but Kissing Game hit 1. So. That changed the game. You know what I'm saying?
From going to, you know, now I can't go outside and I gotta hire for my own security.
I mean, you know, we was on the road for like 4 months straight, no coming home. You know what I'm saying? We grind, show after show. So we was kids, we always used to be whining, man, we want to go home, we want to kick it with our people. It's like, nigga, y'all signed to a contract. Y'all signed to a contract. It's work, man.
Life change.
You're a commodity. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can't get in trouble and do all,
Tell us about the different personalities, like everybody's personality. If you can put it in a nutshell, like real quick, just like everybody
every
like
personality.
real quick. If you can put it in a nutshell, real quick.
Okay. When you say their name, you just.
I mean, obviously you start with like Tone was just, he was innocent, to the extent where he was so talented he still didn't realize who he was. You know what I'm saying? And it was a lot of times where he just wanted to be a kid. I don't know how you would title that. Myself, I was kind of always been the same, I think, what I'm saying, laid back. I didn't really, I didn't let it bother me, but it was times where I wanted to be high five and get that attention. I think Russ, Russ was pretty boy. He liked the attention, so he wanted to be out there and be seen. And Pooh was kind of the, he was the oldest one, the aggressive dude. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Pooh, he was aggressive, you know what I'm saying? But he was a caregiver for us. He always was looking out like, look, don't do that. Nah, Pooh, you know what I'm saying? We're going to make the mistakes right now, man. That's what we're going to do. Yeah. So, and Tristan, man, well, I guess I ain't going to skip Tori. Tori was really a laid-back dude, you know what I'm saying? For the time being, we enjoyed him because he left early. He left doing Just Can't Handle It.
Right after.
Like right after when we finished shooting the video, I think 2 weeks later, he got into his situation. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, I ain't gonna go deep into it, but from what I recall, it's like, he was around gang activity in Oklahoma. It was big at the time. And, probably was just in the mind state of protecting himself. So, dudes was, picking on him or talking trash, and he got into it. Had a pistol, you know what I'm saying, and it just went left for him. So, yeah, he didn't get to enjoy that part of it. So,
I mean, soon as.
Yeah, soon as, like I said,
as soon as he blew up, or they figured out, oh man, oh man.
And to be honest, like we still didn't even understand how that process worked because we thought he was gonna be able to come back, just pay, get some lawyers to deal with his situation, but it was a little more critical, you know what I'm saying, with the fact that he shot the dude. The dude didn't go to the hospital. He rode around in the vehicle and lost too much blood. So it was like manslaughter from what I understand.
Yeah,
something like that. So yeah, he had to, he had to ride with that on his back, man. The record company just kind of was like, we don't know.
Trying to deal with that.
Yeah. They didn't want to spend no money or nothing.
Right. They kind of kept us in the dark. It's just like we'll see. So for like that was August when that happened. I don't think Tristan came until later that year. So we went a couple of months just as 4 members.
Yeah, an effective group.
Of course, man. Like we, people at school started calling us High Four, and emotionally, man, it took a toll on us. So we was like, man, and a lot of times we wouldn't even go to school, man. We ain't going today. We don't want to deal with
criticize High Four.
Yep.
As being that young and having to deal with all that.
And I remember like the day it happened, we thought the record company was gonna drop us, because of
it's real.
Like, it's real. So we was like, what? And I remember speaking to the A&R at the time, Ann Carter, and she was like, it's up to y'all if y'all want to keep going, So I would call her Tony, my nigga, what you want to do? He's like, shit, man, we gotta keep moving, dog. Yeah. All right, that's what I want to hear.
Yeah.
So we called the management and told them, hey, we're going to keep doing it, And for a minute in my mind, I was thinking we could do it with 4, but, it made sense to get the 5th member to complete the high five. Yeah. So, I mean, Tristan came eventually. The management found him in New York, man. And, I ain't going to say he jailed with us right off because, a different dude from New York. And we all had to get to know him.
Right.
I love him to death right now. I mean, we done done a lot of time together, but it took us to have to grow and learn each other as well.
There was a friction in there.
I mean, to be real, because the thing is, the rest of us had already jailed. Exactly. Yeah. So when he came, he had to get initiated. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
He had to get initiated, and so
show us what you is.
Already.
You here with us.
Already, and we gonna bring you in as family, so you got to put up with all of it.
Yeah.
But he stood the test, man, and I think he was a good addition, man. He's more like a nice hype man. He know how to keep the crowd involved, this New York energy really added to us. Yeah, yeah.
Speak on some of the shows. Like, what one of the wildest moments or memories that you can recall, man? That like some of the wildest shit that y'all didn't experience, like doing one of them shows, man. I know it's some shit that you got. I know it's some shit that some people that the people might not know about. Ain't never heard about, man.
Well, it's one that always come to mind, man. That and we've talked about it before, but we were in Philadelphia at a.
That's where my people from.
Word.
North Philadelphia, right now. Man. Shout out Philly in the building, man.
What's up? Shout out to the Philly. I don't know. It was a classic. One of those I think it was an HBCU game or something like that. But we was performing at halftime, and we was on the 50-yard line. Had the stage set up and everything. So we going through it, and it was a part that came with another minute where Russ would be like, y'all come and sing along with Russ. That's just how he would say it.
Yeah.
The fans took it literally. They was not supposed to be on the field. They just rushed the stage. The whole stadium rushed the stage, bro. Like 50,000 people.
Yeah, they could have heard
Look,
y'all.
it still brings chills to me right now.
Yeah.
Because it was hazardous for us, so we had to stop the show.
They got to protect y'all at all costs.
At all costs, man. So yeah, man, they rushed the stage, broke the stage, and all. Security got us out of there. But we get to the tour bus, they break through security and get to the tour bus. Man, they cracked the window on the tour bus.
I was happy, man.
Crazy. We inside like
Shit.
man, nah. So yeah, we ended up getting sued because a girl got trampled. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
They gotta come at y'all partner.
Real talk. And it was just because of a miscommunication where they thought, y'all come sing with us. They just rushed the stage.
So that goes back to everything being according to the book. When you a performer, when you got a contract, you got a big
That's what I'm talking about. You working, bro. It's all about the work. So,
Speak about the work, man.
Man,
speak about like the late nights, like in the studio, like might not. You gotta still do this and get this done, and like.
Listen. That part, a lot of people don't understand, but you're going to stay in the studio till it's right, you know what I'm saying? And one thing we did develop, because Tony did majority of the singing, he wanted us there to support him, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? He wanted us there to support him through it all.
Yeah, even though he,
I'm in this booth, my nigga, y'all, I need to see y'all after.
Y'all, man, for sure.
So many nights we falling asleep in the studio, waking up, man, hey, how many verses you got left, bro? But, that was the love part of it, where you appreciate the music at that point, because now you done heard that song 1,000 times.
Yeah,
you know how
what you done put into it. You know what you done put into it now.
So I mean, man, and the work ethic that came with it, man, it just makes you say, all right, I did work for this shit. But imagine, like when we would get ready for tours, we would do 6 weeks of nothing but choreography, day in, day out.
Gotta get it right.
You know what I'm saying? We need these steps on point. So, to us, it was a challenge because we wasn't used to that type of work ethic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to get on that stage for 30 minutes and everything got to be on point. So, yeah, I remember rehearsals was tough for us a lot of times, and we would do it in New York. So, they really didn't want us staying in New York City because we were underage, too much to excess. So we would stay in New Jersey, right across the bridge.
Right.
And we'd drive to the city every day. And a couple of times, we would just be like on break of choreography, we would run off, leave for an hour.
Right.
Just to get away and go do something. Yeah, man, they called us, we were some assholes, I ain't gonna lie to you. We're just kids, we trying to have fun, man. We was just running McDonald's sometimes, running McDonald's to get some food.
That was y'all action for the day. You know what I'm saying?
Man, let's go, we trying to go look at some females, you know how that goes.
They don't know who y'all is, y'all gotta let them know.
They know who y'all
is.
A couple times we go in there, it's like,
Yeah.
So, but we was looking for that. That's what we wanted, So that was our getaway, man. But to the work ethic, it's man, when you on that road, bro, city to city, you gotta get your rest. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get your vocals and shit to keep that shit right. So it ain't just a party every day. Leave that.
You gotta eat.
So now y'all boom, Kissing Game come out. Y'all start, at the start, man,
Kissing Game, my nigga. Kissing Game took us to Japan.
What year was this? What year was this?
This 91. Early, I think February or March of 91 the video dropped. So by then they seeing it and they hearing it. So You know, we on top of our game, bro. But
at one point, then y'all, it got to where y'all wanted to leave Jive.
Oh yeah, well it was later down the line, like by the end of the second album. You know what I'm saying? We didn't.
That's before the wreck or after?
Right after the wreck, yeah, right after the wreck.
I didn't want to speak on the wreck.
Yeah, I mean, we will touch some of it. So, you know, we're still on the first album now. You know, Kissing Game's still riding. Can't Wait Another Minute come out. So, you know what I'm saying? That was another one that it took us pop. You know what I'm saying? We doing Disney. We doing all kinds, you know, we in Canada doing what they consider Disney over there. So it opened up a lot of doors. And I mean, I don't know if y'all know the difference between pop and R&B.
You know, they say it, but
so I mean, it's like listening to 104 and listening to 97.5.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying?
That's a crossover.
Different crowd.
That's a real crossover. You done crossed over into the whole different league.
To put it in simple terms, you got the white folk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
That's what it's about. So now you know, it's a different level. You go from making 15 to 25, 35. You know what I'm saying? The game is better because they gonna pay for you. Imagine going to Disney and doing that.
So what now, y'all? Got inside. What was y'all work now? Every show.
Man, you know what I say about the second album? You know, we don't talk too much like that, but I think we were making like 80 a night. But I mean, now that sound good, but we got a crew of 30. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got
in my head, I'm breaking down 5 times.
Man, listen, we got
in my head, I'm finna break it down 5 times.
Yeah,
so the 80, how many people come out to?
I mean, man, you got
that's different.
You know what I'm saying? You got just think about you got the 5 members, you got a security for each member, you got your road manager, assistant road manager, you got your manager. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people in your pocket, bro.
It's a business.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what you got the tour bus, you got all the insurance. So you know, it come with it. It come with it. It ain't free at all. But you know, so that was probably the peak number that I remember when we was at that stage. And I mean, shit, we doing at least for a week. Nah, we was good.
I remember seeing like I said, I was a kid.
Can't wait.
And seeing it on TV, man, like live from Indianapolis. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you said that was a BET Award?
Yeah. No, well, that wasn't an award. I think that was a Circle City Classic.
How did that feel, man?
Oh man, it was love. Donnie Simpson, you know what I'm saying? He showed us love every time we seen it. Nah, the Circle City Classic. So it was, you know, it was love, like Salt and Pepper, Flavor Flav, you know, all them was there. I remember, man, you know, we was at the top of the game, so it's like we waiting to see y'all. And you know, just another show to us at that point, though. But
crazy.
Nah, man, it was good times, you know what I'm saying? And we was going through our changes. That's right around the time we was doing Apollo, you know what I'm saying?
I remember watching Apollo. I remember watching, I couldn't wait to see it.
So man,
I know these guys.
I watched it, man. I actually sit there waiting on them to come on the wire and watch it.
I appreciate it. I still watch them every now and then. You know,
I really watched it. A lot of people have. I know a lot of people have.
Sure.
But yeah, man. So you know, at this point now we kind of, you know, we got 3 singles in. We got a gold record. We're looking at platinum. You know what I'm saying? We're looking at platinum. It's 800,000. We good. Now we're talking about let's do the second. You know, let's start on the second project. Now, mind you, we did have a 4th single, Just Another Girlfriend. R. Kelly remixed it. A lot of people don't know about it, but yeah, I mean, it did a little damage for us. You know, we shot a video. It was alright, but that was the last one of the last album. So, you know, in our mind, man, we've been working. Let us take a break. I think we was off for about maybe 2 months or something. You know, we came home, chilled, tried to spend a little money and kick it. You know how it go. Yeah, man. You know, let's spend some of this money and enjoy it. But so yeah, we started on the second album, and you know, now the dynamics are changing. You got people in Tony's ear, woo woo woo.
Yeah.
You know, I think Russ, and I'm just saying this because I think Trust and, you know, the rest of them, they kind of wanted to develop their own identity as singers. But it wasn't supposed to be that way. You know what I'm saying? We know Tone was the lead singer. Y'all guys fill in when y'all can, but I think that's kind of where a little friction started because niggas was like, we want to sing more.
Yeah.
And in my mind,
they
wanted them. They ain't hating on it. They just want their own shine. You know.
Yeah.
But I was exactly as one. We were one. That's it.
And that's how that song came about.
Well, I mean, as you know, that is it's a deep concept that you can spin off on it, but it was more about a relationship. So yeah, I think that friction started, and it's typical of any group, man, because you got, like you say, it's different characteristics and personalities that people got, and people want to do their thing. And my mindset was always, we winning with Tony, my nigga. I wouldn't change this recipe for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I do not want to change that.
That's around like
just
the
give
New Jack
me.
era. Was that like the New Jack Swing era?
That's the wide receiver. I'm gonna keep being the wide receiver.
Nah, my nigga, listen, I'm gonna hike this ball.
Y'all up there with the boys, the men's, and the troop. Y'all up there with the real groups, man.
All of them.
Like naming some of the shoulders that y'all done rub, man. Like some of the people that, like y'all famous, but to see these people, I'm starstruck.
With my nigga, I mean, obviously, I'm going with New Edition. You know, like my first time seeing them, I was like, them niggas, man.
For sure.
We was seeing them, but I mean, we toured with Troop a lot, man. Tony. Good people with Boys and Men. When they came on, they showed us mad love. Jodeci,
that's
man.
crazy,
I
man.
Kicking with Dalvin and Devontae and them all the time, man. See, they was in New Jersey at the time, so
y'all linking up.
I was at their house all the time.
That's real shit, man.
Yeah, they good people to this day. Yeah,
that's real shit, man. That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
We have to pull up, man. We have to pull up. We have to motherfucking pull up,
Thank y'all for
that. Talking heavy today, man, for sure, man.
Ain't no time, man.
What you got up under you, man? You said you brought us a gift, man. I ain't even seen it.
It's a live throwback for y'all, man.
Hold on, man.
Check that out, man.
It's a post from Switzerland. We was in Switzerland in 94. Well, 95. You sure right. There it is. It's right there. 95. March of 95, man. We was in Switzerland. I think we did like a six-day tour or something over there. A couple of cities over there in Switzerland, man. And we had a ball, man. Red light district.
Crazy.
Oh, that's crazy. That's the original copy, man.
That's it right here. It's the poster, man. Right here. So they had all around the town. I just had a couple. I said, man, let me dudes represent some real throwback, man.
It's going on the ball, y'all.
Man, we appreciate it, man.
No doubt. Right here, man. So, I want y'all to show love. I'll autograph it for y'all, man. So we can real talk.
Yes, sir.
Real talk, man.
Number love, baby, for sure. Number love, man.
So when y'all get ready, I don't know if y'all want to frame it.
Yeah, we framing this.
That's a classic.
We framing this.
That's 95. Don't how long that was.
Don't even get too many fingerprints on that joint. That's a classic, man. Thank you, man, for pulling up, man.
Chill behind the camera, man. He's gonna put that in the vault. He's gonna put that in the vault, man.
For sure, man.
What's up?
Man, for you to see Tony hands-on in it, like you say, y'all sleep in the studio, and for you to see Tony hands-on, to put them vocals there, how was that, man? How was that to see it hands-on, man?
It was like magic every time, though. Like real talk. Like I looked up to him. I was a fan of his, even still being in a group with him. So just to see him get in there and work, man, it was like, this dude, man, is really awesome. And I mean, I think that his talent spoke for itself. You understand? Yeah. This is a true story, man. I'll never forget. We were in Atlanta. I think it was the Coca-Cola Fest, BBD, a couple of like big time, So we was cool with them boys by then. And one of the guys, Lusky, he was a choreographer. He was real cool with us. So anyway, BBD was about to go on stage, and Lusky had a mic. So he came into our dressing room and gave it to Tony. Tony just did like a riff from the backstage, and the whole stadium was like,
Hey, he hit him with that.
He did a run, my nigga. Man, and it was like, they knew his voice. They didn't see his face, you know what I'm saying? And the whole stadium was like, And the nigga was like, "It's you, man." I was like, "Tom, you got it, bro. You got it." Yeah, man. And I just always remember that because you know, like they didn't see his face, they didn't expect it or nothing. He just gave him the mic and let him just do.
No, he's so natural with it.
Was cold,
brought up in church, man. His mama could sing.
Already. I say his dad can sing.
Dad told him, yeah.
Shout out to all their family, man.
Shout out to the family, the Thompson. Shout out to the Thompson family.
I know what's going on.
For real, man. That's
like,
what's up.
To be in Switzerland, people let y'all know. So the people, that's another something you gotta sign and get consent to do.
Every time he signs,
like passports,
how
right?
How I feel to be on the planes and going places like to Switzerland where y'all land. These people are like fucking with y'all. Y'all heard for 6 days?
Yes, sir. I mean, it's you know, I don't even have words for it, but it's just crazy to see. Like they speak a different language, you know what I'm saying? But they listen to our music, they come into our shows, they singing the words and stuff. And I mean, man, it was just a new experience for us, bro. Real talk, you know. And I mean, I enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? We've been to Switzerland 2 or 3 times, man. We, you know, I don't know if y'all know about the red light district.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And it's crazy because by this time we old enough, we blowing green and shit, and it was legal over there then.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So y'all smoking chill. I don't know
what. It's crazy, like what y'all seeing that they been doing. It's a coffee shop. You go in there, you get your menu. You see all your different buds. It wasn't just green. It was other stuff you can buy too. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I want $10 of this, $50 of this. We stay at the coffee shop, blow. You know what I'm saying? Kick it. Leave, go to the red light district, spend some more money. So we was enjoying it too, man. We got a chance to, you know, live it up, man. For sure. It was a battle. That's crazy. I mean, same thing. Japan, we were in Japan. You know, Europe, Germany.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
I was born in Germany, man.
No.
Yeah. Born in the home.
Okay, that's where it is. There it is.
I was about young. I was what? I was 82 now,
Yeah, we hadn't made it at that point yet. Go on, knock that off, man. That's for you.
So now the second album now, and y'all a little older now. Yeah, even y'all don't even now y'all don't hit spots where now y'all on soundtracks.
Yes, sir.
Well, it was 3 different soundtracks.
We did.
Menace to Society. I know Sister Act.
Well, Boys in the Hood was the first.
That was the first.
That was the first one. That's our first album. Too Young.
Too Young. Mm-hmm. They come on the at the end of the credits.
Well, actually, you know what? It came on.
I know it came on the end of the credits.
It probably did, but during the movie, when he got out of jail and they was throwing him a barbecue at the house, listen to it. Too Young.
Missed you. Yeah, he missed you on something.
You missed me on that.
You better go do the research. Oh, that's crazy.
Hey, well, I'm glad to let the people know. So now everybody gonna
go back and watch it. Yeah.
We was on the road. We was on the road when we went and watched it as a group. You know what I'm saying? And they play our music. We jammed and party at the theater. Nigga, that's us. What? So yeah, shout out to Ice Cube, man. We was on tour with Cube too, promoting that. What? Yeah, man. Boys in the Hood. So that's from the first album. And then we did, man, we had about 5 or 6 soundtracks we were on. Yeah. Sister Act.
Look, he feel like he trying to get on
that. I ain't gonna lie. If you was from Waco, in my era, everybody wants to be in the top.
Y'all tried to sing,
what's up? That's what I mean, man. Listen.
Cause he was so natural, dog. Like you say, you a fan of him.
I'm a fan.
I was a fan of him. I grew up with him. I remember him singing on the bus.
Right. I heard stories like that. I heard stories like that.
What you say y'all was singing, man?
He used to be in the back talking about funk it up. We like to funk it up. Yeah. I'm talking about how the whole bus singing it though.
He was just a raw talent, man.
And if anybody remember that, y'all know I ain't lying.
I mean, many people that told me we went to school with Lil T. You know, he was singing all the time, and you know, I mean, obviously because that boy, like I say, his talent was really unmatched, man. At that point, like you know, he looked up to Tevin Campbell, and I'm telling them.
And I used to say they sound just alike.
I mean, because he was my lead singer, I'm always he always gonna be mine. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go with him
every time.
Real talk.
And it's crazy because you know Tevin Campbell from Dallas.
Yeah, exactly.
You know Tevin Campbell from Dallas.
And don't get me wrong, man. Tevin is a dope singer, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all the talent, but
I said the same thing. I'm riding with Tony too.
So y'all holding it down with some of the best groups out there, man.
I just say it like this, see, when me and Tony, we both was Virgos, so we kind of got along easier, you know what I'm saying? We would room a lot. And it would be time, man, he would just be in there listening to music and singing, and I would just play like I ain't paying him no attention. Nigga would be just, man, I would be like, bro, do that again. He like, what? Dude, what you just did again, man. I would be telling him, do that shit on stage, T. You gonna sell him out with that.
Like when he did on Apollo,
man.
He did that.
Man, it's just,
hey, man.
Imagine all the shows I was, I'm looking at him like, I know he finna go in.
Back there,
you know what I'm saying? I know he about to go in, so I see the crowd reaction, bro. But yeah, my dude, man, he was a special talent, bro. Believe that. And I just don't want to go too fast forward, but that music business, man, it's a beast, boy. It's a beast. I tell y'all this, man. A lot of people don't realize, but mental health is real. You know what I'm saying? And they don't preach that part when you get success, and they don't tell you how to deal with when your shit ain't the same. You understand? When you change, you're not on top. So we're trying to focus on people being in the right mind state and learn how to deal with success, so it don't take you in the wrong direction.
Right.
I mean, everybody gonna deal with the way that they handle problems and stuff, but it's a better way, man. You gotta talk that stuff out, and learn how to deal with issues the right way. You know what I'm saying? Coming from the hood, I smoke weed all the time. You know what I'm saying? We've done a lot of drugs in our days, but you gotta learn how to, deal with your issues a different way, man. It's okay to enjoy and do it recreationally. Don't abuse it. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't abuse it, man. I hate my dude, man. He took a different route, and I just think that he didn't have the right support system in his corner. You know what I'm saying?
At that time,
So, I mean, we ain't gonna dampen the mood at all, but it's
so it went off to him branching off. So how did that?
Not yet. They didn't branch off yet.
Well, not yet. So, but by the end of the second album, you know what I'm saying? Those talks are in the mix.
Okay.
We finished the second album. We recorded everything, and we starting the promotion for it, and we shooting the first video, which is hard to get, in New York. Russell don't show up because we've been talking about renegotiating our contracts and getting a better situation for us, and the record company is like, but y'all already signed, and we done took a couple of advances, against what they supposed to pay us in the meantime. So at this point, he's standing off. He's saying, man, I ain't gonna participate until they come up with a new deal. But the rest of us agreed to let's just keep moving while we in the process. So he don't show up for the first video hard to get off the second album, and we having problems with him. He don't want to come back. So that's when we go to Florida to promote the record, and we have an accident. Yeah. So that accident really took things, to a different space, because literally we only got 3 members now: me, Tony, and Tristan, and we don't know how to move forward. So a lot of people are in Tony's ear. This is the time to do the solo. This is the time. Woo, woo, woo. But he know contractually he gotta finish the records with us. We signed a 3-album deal, so we gotta finish the 3rd record. But so in saying that, man, it was tough, because we done a show with 3 members in New York, and it was discouraging for us, because we had never been to that place. But we pulled it off. Man. Me, Tony, and Tristan, and at that point, we decided, Russ, man, you can't keep standing us up, so we ain't gonna fool with you,
Right.
And that's when we went and got Terrence Murphy. He's from Oklahoma, so he replaced Russell per se.
Okay.
Yeah. So we back at 4 members, and we still hoping Pooh was gonna recover. That was our intent. But man, it was rough. You know what I'm saying? Just I mean, talking about the accident, I was in the accident. So, to see your dude walking and talking, and after it's over with, he can't move nothing, that was traumatic for us all, man.
It hurt the city. It hurt. The whole city was like praying.
Man, so, and that was probably like a moment where, and me personally, this shit is a little too hectic for me. You know what I'm saying? It's too much going on, and I remember like I just want to go home and be with my mama. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was thinking. I don't care about the music or nothing. And after the accident, I flew home from Florida, came to Texas for a couple of days, and we went back and we stayed with Pooh probably 2 weeks in Florida. Just hoping he would recover something. And he didn't. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't able to move no limbs at this point. So finally, we got to get back in the business now. We on contract. I got to obligate the, which I done signed for. So how do we move forward? And that's, we put Don in, we started doing shows again, and we promoted Hard to Get from the second album. We promoted Quality Time from the second album.
Right.
And so that was pretty much it. We didn't do nothing else from the second album. Jive forced us to start on the third album because, we were obligated to do that.
Right.
So,
That's when y'all put Shannon.
yeah, exactly. So Gil comes along. Yep. Shout out to my dude Gil. We picked Gil up, so we could have a 5-man look and be complete. Started the third album. And while recording the third album, obviously we shopping deals to move around at this time. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's how it started. So Giant gave us the best offer. Part of their agreement was to do Tony's album first and then do a High Five album. So I mean, we didn't have
that they wanted to
yeah,
go with. They wanted to get something.
That's how Tony got his solo
that's how I
album.
got the solo album going. So
Everybody thought he left the group.
Nah, he didn't.
Then y'all got back together. That's what everybody thought.
Yeah.
It's just how business goes.
But how it moved, how everybody went from solo to him doing the solo.
That's probably what they was trying to give.
Yeah, but that's how. You just said it. You just said it. I didn't know. I thought.
Well, now the truth be told, right? So like, and it's crazy. Switzerland. That was wow. That was the last show we actually did as that 5-man lineup. Yeah, real talk. That was the last show we did. It was chaotic because the management at the time, introduced us. Well, I ain't gonna say introduced us. He led us into the conversation of, man, Giant wants y'all, but this is a stipulation. Tony gonna do his solo, and the rest of the guys wasn't really happy about it. I knew, you know what I'm saying, and I was just kind of like at that place where it's it's hectic for me, man. You know what I'm saying? I want everybody to be happy.
Cool, because we came in.
Yeah, man. And I was always gonna support Tony no matter what. You understand? Like that was my dude.
This what it was. This y'all knew it was going.
It's gonna go here. It was gonna go here. Now the one thing I will say, and I think that his management lost focus of is High Five was a foundation. He can always do High Five. You understand?
That's
so that I think in trying to help him get his own identity, he wasn't focusing on no matter what. You can still come back and do the kissing game with your boys. We're gonna always be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? You can never get away from it. So with that being said, like he kind of pushed for kind of standoffish. Now me and Tony was always cool. Like when he was doing his solo shit, I was around him. The other dudes kind of felt singled out, you know what I'm saying? It was, kind of being not as supportive as I was. But so I felt like I kind of could relate to where he was at more than anybody. But he recorded his solo album, man. He promoted it, and when it didn't do as well as they expected.
Where he recorded that?
Most of it was in New York. He did some in California, because Giant was located out of California, their main office. So he done some stuff in California. I mean, it really was a great album, man. Y'all don't realize that Babyface and Teddy Riley produced his first single. Yeah. So that combination alone was really multi-platinum. You understand? And
that's when they driving that white whip. That's when they driving that white whip.
It was a red one.
It was red with the female.
Wait a minute,
that was a white old school.
You're right.
That was a white old school for sure.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to love like that.
Yeah. I don't want to love like that.
With the hat.
Yeah. So that was a dope ass song. I mean, the album was dope, man. But I mean, he had like Devontae on there. He had Missy Elliott. You know, Faith Evans. I mean, it was an all-star cast on that album, man. And you know, obviously we wanted to go platinum because if that sell, then we're gonna do the high five next and we're gonna jump in. But not only did the album not do as well, the company went out of business. So that's where it went really sour. I mean, they paid us out the contract, but we would rather have the music, you know, released as opposed to just getting that payout.
So now that's unreleased high five music.
Oh yes, a lot of music out there. Yeah,
so,
a lot of music.
So now the company bankrupt. What's the next move?
We ain't got no deal. we ain't got no deal.
Time to shop around again.
And we talking, but because Tony took that fall with the solo, they took him to Bad Boy.
They took him. That's how he ended up in Bad Boy.
That's how he ended up in Bad Boy.
So he did go to Bad Boy.
Yeah, he was Bad Boy. Yeah.
Is it true that Bad Boy P Diddy put him in rehab?
I have heard the rumors. I never heard it from either one of their names. You know,
I mean, it was one of the things that came out on the documentary thing.
I do know this. I do know something happened, and you know, Puffy was like, "Man, we got to get you together." I heard it was rehab, but like I say, I can't confirm that and say it was really true.
I think it was something on the documentary.
I mean, no, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt. I just don't want to say it was, and I can't confirm that. You understand? Right. But it was obviously it was problems with with whatever Tone was going through at the time. It didn't work out, but Puff signed him. Puff recorded the album with him. You know what I'm saying? We hung out.
Never put it out.
Never put it out. I don't know why. Like, I think he cut for Tone so much that he just kind of, when things went bad, he probably just like, I don't even want to do it. You know what I'm saying?
So Puff got some unreleased.
Puff got about 18 tracks of Tony, man.
P Diddy.
Nah.
So you just got
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Man, listen.
Put that out, man.
You know.
The city we
Truth
need
be told, a couple of people done went to him and asked him about it, and he put a nice number on it. So maybe one day we could come up with it and buy them from him. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it's gonna take. See, Waco,
this is the type of stuff we
need.
We ain't talking about putting stuff together. We got unreleased album with Lil Tony, man.
For real.
That's on the shelf that we can all come together. It's probably a bankroll.
It's nice, a nice number, but it ain't impossible. You know what I'm saying?
See what I'm saying? We need to get the city. This something that we need to figure out.
A couple multiple six figures, but we can do it.
Yeah.
No, for real.
It's crazy that we got music that they ain't heard that probably would have
18 by 18 tracks.
Probably would have really changed the culture and brought the.
It would have changed his life.
Yeah, man. Changed people's life right now.
For real, man.
I don't understand why that can't happen for Puff won't do that and change lives like he continue changing lives right now.
Yeah, fact.
Yeah, we need that. We need that.
Just go and give since his family.
We need that, man.
Give that to them.
We need that for sure, man. For real.
Listen, man. It's been discussions about it. I just don't know how to move forward. Like I know, his son is in control of things, and I don't really know if he just not in the mind space to want to do that, or maybe he just don't know how to. You know what I'm saying?
The significance of it.
Man. It means something to the culture of the city.
I know one thing.
It might not mean nothing to somebody else, but it means something to us.
And listen, whatever you spend, you gonna make it back plus. I promise you. You know what I'm saying? It is no doubt. He a legend in his own right. So I guarantee you that music gonna make the money, man. Yeah, like you say, Puff really sitting on a gold mine.
Wow.
True story.
I feel though, man, like.
So did y'all ever record? Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm just back on. I'm just so struck. I want to know, did y'all ever record the third? Did y'all ever get the other album out?
Oh no, so the third album was Faithful. Yeah, we did the third album with Jive. That's what I'm saying. So Never Should Let You Go. Unconditional Love was the third album. Those are the two singles we
Yeah,
promoted.
motherfucker.
And actually, Justify My Love. I don't know if y'all remember that one. We did that with a group called Nothing Nice. That we had it was a single. Okay. It didn't get much play in Texas, but like New York and Philly and stuff like that, they played it. So we got a video for that one. But we had 3 singles from the 3rd album that we promoted, and shit, that was it. Jive just kind of took their hands off of it. And you got to think about, man, all the problems, at that point, from the accident, from group members, wanting to leave and change. So they probably was just looking at like, shit, man, it's more than a handful. And not to mention now, they done signed Britney Spears, they done signed Backstreet Boys. So they got...
Kels was over there.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Kels was definitely on top of his game. So it was a lot easier for him to just put us on the back burner and not really deal with it. But yeah, that 3rd album, man. I mean, we did some touring. That's most of our touring. Then we did Disney. We did grad nights, and it was a good deal for us, man. Disney paid well, and we got some. Yeah, you know that. Yeah. We did some overseas with the 3rd album, and by that time, that's how we got to Switzerland and found out about the Giant and they deal. So. Once again, Tone did the solo, went to Bad Boy. That didn't work out. And now, nobody got a deal. We all back at the house.
What year was this?
This was probably like 95, 96, yeah.
So all this took place in how many years?
So we started in 90. 95 was the last show with that group. You understand? Wow. And we sitting around after that, no deal. So while he was signed to Bad Boy in 95, we moved to Brooklyn, New York. We signed with like a production deal, Big Time Productions. And we dealt with a few singers, man. They wasn't, I would just say we was trying something different. That's the best way I could do, trying to keep ourselves alive. Relevant. So we got up there, we recorded some music and stuff, and we shopped a few deals that never went through. And shit, by 99, we was back at the house for good, man.
How is it to bring? How you like go from there to now I'm back at the house? I might have to go look for a job.
Man, I mean, you know what? It was a difficult transition, obviously, you know what I'm saying? But I will say, like, my family made it easier for me. I came home, they let me chill for a minute, but when my pockets was low, I'm like, man, I gotta go get something, you know what I'm saying? My
life still
yeah, you know what I'm saying? I had to suck it up. I mean, it was rough, man. I worked a job, man, several jobs, trying to keep myself alive and pay these bills and stuff. And
y'all still keeping in contact?
Not really, man. Like at that point, we just kind of like, me personally, I didn't want to do no music. You know what I'm saying? That was the best way. That's the best way I could deal with, that whole transition. I don't want to talk about high five. I don't want to do no music. I ain't listening to the radio. None of that shit. So that was kind of how I went through my transition. And man, I ain't gonna lie. It was like looking back, man. It made me a better person because now. You can't even really say shit to me or about me. I ain't gonna let that bother me. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I worked at Dairy Queen. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it 100. I had to get myself back in the game. So if I feel like if I can start at the bottom and I can deal with whatever insults you give me then, everything else is a plus. You know what I'm saying? So
it was. I know there was a lot of love coming. I know it was still pretty short. A lot of love though.
A lot of people still didn't even know where we was at in the game. You know what I'm saying? They just saw us and y'all still them dudes, but not knowing I ain't got no deal, my bro. Ain't no money coming in. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you recognizing me, but I gotta get this money, man.
For sure.
So I worked, man, for a couple of years in 2005, 6, because then we'll go back. Tony finally decided to start another group. Yeah, this was like 2000.
That's when they moved to Dallas?
Yeah. He was in Dallas. He was dealing with some guys. I think his family member was married to a dude who was like a producer or, had some changes on his started a company. But anyway, he did approach, he approached us. I just felt like at the time that Tony wasn't, he wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. And how do I say this? The perspective, because he got the guy that was over him, they was kind of leading, and I'm like, y'all don't know about the real high five. Y'all just talking about trying to get it started the way that you think it should work. It ain't gonna work like that. And from what I remember, they didn't want Treston to be, part of it. And I was just wanting it to be what people knew. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So long story short, I declined. I was like, Tony, I can't deal with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not good with what you're trying to do. And so he went and got some other people and still made it happen. And because we had to protect the name, we gotta do what we gotta do. You know what I'm saying? You can't just get 4 of the dudes and let them represent something that we build. So we had to take him to court, and deal with it on the legal side. And it worked out in our favor because that's how it should be. You know, I helped you build that name. I know you was a singer, you've done a lot of that, but that name ain't yours to use like you want. So, we went through that change, man, and it seems like it was a lot of misunderstanding because we wasn't able to communicate, what we wanted to talk about.
Right.
A lot of standoff shit. So, long story short, about 2005, I think it was, cooling off, and we decided to just sit down and talk finally. And I think 2006 we did. And then in 07, man, good Lord took him home.
Yeah. The call. So
Rest in peace.
Where was you at when you got the phone call?
Did you see the transition? Did you see was you around for it? Like,
well, you know what, man, this is a true story, man. I will say I noticed certain things, and I could be saying this in retrospect now, you know what I'm saying? Because my love for him was so deep that sometimes I'm like,
overlook whatever you thought was happening.
It's like, I'm just glad to be my nigga. I'm good to see you. I'm happy, and we drinking, we smoking. That's enough. You know what I'm saying? I ain't thinking about nothing else. But I had heard a lot of things, like even from New York, and when the stuff would Puff, woo this, woo that, and I didn't believe it. I'm just like, man, whatever. They just talking. So I saw him one time when we lived in Brooklyn, and it's just like he wasn't himself. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what is it? Still never put nothing to it. I just realized, he don't seem the same. But when I got back to Texas, a lot of people was sharing stories about things they witnessed. And I never saw it. I never saw that part of it. And I will say, like, the last couple of days, when we was seeing it, we was kicking it, you could tell something wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? And, I don't know, man. I know he was fighting some demons. That's the best way I could explain it. And just being real, all I did was smoke weed. I smoked weed with him. We done a couple pills and stuff, and seen him drink some syrup. But I was hearing about other stuff that I just couldn't believe. You know what I'm saying? I still couldn't believe that shit. But anyway, man, yeah. So his last days, man, you could tell he was just trying to get himself right. And this is a true story. Probably a week before he passed, me, him, and Pooh was in the car, just chopping it up, you know what I'm saying, talking good shit. And me and him, I was like, my nigga, I love you. We hugged. And Pooh was in the front seat. Pooh was like, man, I want to get back there and hug with y'all, when he couldn't move. And we was laughing, my nigga, you can't move, man, so we gonna come up there and hug you. But that was the last time I was with him. Real talk. After that, I got the call. It was like 2 weeks later. Ronald McClendon, man, called me. Whatever was happening in Trentwood, he said, you need to go check on your boy, man. And when I got to Trentwood, the police wouldn't let me inside. Told me that it already happened. Wasn't nothing you could do. So I cried like a baby right there, Real talk. Yeah, I miss my dude. I know, man. It's a part of it. It's a part of it.
Because I grew up with him. It's like,
man. Lost Pooh like how many months ago?
Like 3 months ago.
3 months ago.
Yep.
And Pooh stayed. He was paralyzed how many years? About
31 years. Yeah.
He stayed down. You know what I'm saying? I just sat with Pooh and chilled with him. And held a cigarette for him while he's smoking it, you know what I'm saying? Man, just to hear the stories, man, is doing something to me, man. Like, and for you to be right here, how do you handle all that? Like, you done lost some of your dear friends, and seeing all this happening for you to be like, how make you feel?
I mean, you know, I'm thankful for my life, and I mean, I do have my moments where I'm super weak and I'm emotional about it because I miss my dudes, and you know, when I'm on stage and I'm still out here pushing the name and pushing the group, you know, the one thing that keep me really grounded and positive is the fans. You know, we happy to see you, and they share stories with me about Pooh and about Tony and Russ. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate those moments more than anything now because, you know, that was what we was doing. You know what I'm saying? And we created those memories with those people. So, I mean, man, you know, it's tough. A lot of times on stage, I'm telling you, man, I'm shedding tears while I'm dancing because I remember, you know, Pooh being here and Tony being there and me going through the motions. So, you know, much love to the new members, man, that's with us. You know, and I appreciate y'all for helping us carry this legacy, bro. And it'll never take the place of how we started it. You know, I mean, I love, even with Russ, man, that's something we ain't touched, but you know, it's a tough situation. Yeah. So I still remember him, man. I got love for Russ, man, right to this day. Yeah.
Wow.
I haven't had an opportunity to, man. To be honest, it's like I don't know what to say. You know what I'm saying? And everybody keeps saying just have a normal conversation. You know, how you doing? What's going on? I just ain't there yet. You know what I'm saying? I would love to hear whatever he got to say, man. And you know, I don't know. It's an unfortunate situation for him, and all I can say is I know the experiences I shared with him. That's what I'm gonna remember.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, everybody make mistakes. Obviously, that's a different one, but he got to live with that, and you know, God gonna have His last say so with it. For real.
Right. Only He can judge.
Only He can judge. That's it, right there.
No, pull up, man.
We went all the way down through there, for real.
So we always ask, like, what's your why? 'Cause I see you got the high five hat on. See you got your shirt on.
I need both of them.
I need both of them.
Right.
Get married.
We need no doubt.
Gonna have a link in the bio. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. Just get at me. I got them.
For sure. What's your why? Why you continue to do it? Like, what makes you get up and say, yeah, this is high five, and I'm gonna keep on doing this. I'm gonna push this. Like, what's your why? Why you wake up and you still doing it?
Well, you know, I think, man, God blessed me, man. You know what I'm saying? He put me in a position, and even sometimes I still don't always have the correct answer, but I feel like, you know, what we started, we gotta finish. You know what I'm saying? Just like I told y'all from the beginning, I said, when I stand up and I take this oath, I'm gonna give it 100%. You understand? And so that's where I'm back at. But I'll never forget, man, when we was rebuilding, and it was a fan, man. It's crazy how MySpace was the thing. You know, that's how it kind of introduced us to social media. But it was this one fan. She would always just come through, man. You know, I still love y'all. I still look forward to seeing y'all, this and that. But anyway, she came to the show, and she was like, "I'm happy to see y'all out here. You know, I know a lot of people ain't gonna tell y'all this, but I want to see how y'all would do it without Tony." And it just resonated with me, you know. And I'm like, wow. She's like, I'm a real fan of all y'all. I wasn't just a Tony fan. I was a group fan. And I swear, man, like the way she put it, I received it. And a lot of other fans have told me this since then. You know, man, we want to support y'all, and we want to hear the music still.
Right.
And that's what keeps me, you know, motivated to continue to do it. And I mean, I'm original, bro. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
I gotta stand up. I gotta stand up for it. And
we closer than that, you know what I'm saying?
No, real talk,
man.
real talk. So for Tony and for Pooh and for us, you know, I'm gonna keep my nigga's name alive, and I'm gonna keep the music going.
For sure.
Real talk.
Man, that's some real
talk.
Talking heavy today.
And what's your advice to any artist that's coming up now?
Man, you gotta love it. You gotta love it first, you know, because it's easy to do it for the money. But a lot of times, that ain't gonna always keep you motivated. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I would say you gotta love your music. You know what I'm saying? You gotta love what you do, and you gotta learn your business. You gotta keep growing. And I mean, just being real, like even to this day, we still renegotiating contracts. We still finding money from 1990. You You know what I'm saying? The game is forever changing, so you know you just gotta keep growing and learning and finding ways to keep yourself relevant, bro. Real talk.
What's your biggest fan moment? When a fan approach you?
I don't know, man. Like there's been several. I remember
the biggest moment. You was like, God.
This is one time. It's crazy. Y'all know Fig.
Oh my bro! Shout out to Fig, man. Shout out to Fig.
He'll share this story with y'all, but I was being hard headed. We was on the top of our game. I didn't have no security. I'm like, let's go to the mall, man. We go to the mall and clean, and we walking around. We spend a couple of dollars. And I knew a few people, from there, because we used to be in Clean a lot. So I speak, hey, woo, woo, woo. Well, we go sit down at Luby's, and it's like 200 people had gathered in the front. And it was like a mob, man. And so I'm in fear because I know I ain't got security. I don't know how I'm going to navigate this situation. And so the people at Luby's, it was new for them. They like, what? So I tell them, just don't let nobody in. We're going to figure it out. So they let me go out the back door. Now, mind you, Fig excited. Oh, man, let's go back.
He ready to go visit the book.
That part. So I tell him, and he just crazy because he shared with me recently. He said, man, there was one time I seen you scared. And I'm like, bro, you don't know what a mob of people will do. They not thinking about your safety. They just
not counting. You been sued.
All of that, bro. And I mean, I ain't gonna tell you about the times that mobs have ran to us and they just, when they get to you, they gonna rip, tear, stole a wallet, phone, that's all kind of stuff they go down because you can't control it. So anyway, that moment, man, I always I say, Fig, you don't realize the danger we was in. You just seen the hypeness of it, but thankfully Luby's let us go out the back door, man, and we jumped in the car and burnt off, and I'm like, I'll never do that again.
Then the type of haters, y'all had to show them that we from Waco, that was in the type of like when dudes hating, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It was kinda,
most of the time it was because of they girls, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But with security, we let them handle that. We let them handle that.
Come over here, man. You know what I'm saying?
Listen. At that place in your life, it's like I ain't worried about the dude. You have her back. You know what I'm saying? But now most of the time we would let our security handle those situations. Because they tell us, you gotta avoid that part, man. Right. Because if you hit somebody, you got a lawsuit, bro.
Hey, just can't handle it and all the quality time and all that. The girls that y'all, was there any girls from Waco that y'all used?
It just can't handle it. Yeah. A couple of cheerleaders from the high was in just can't handle it.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to them.
Shout out to them. We don't want to say y'all name.
Actually, one of them, she went big. God, I can't. It's crazy. I can't call her name, but she was a part of the American Pie movies. It's crazy. Her name is on the tip of my tongue, but she was a grade ahead of us. She was I think she was class of 91. Man, that's crazy. I can't think of your name. It's on the tip of my tongue. But yeah, she went on to do her thing, bro.
Shout out to you.
Word. Shannon Elizabeth. Shannon Elizabeth, that's her name. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Yeah. So man, it seemed like we covered a lot of it. I don't want to forget, we current right now, man. We got a lineup. Me, Treston, Shannon Gill, Farouk Evans, and Billy Covington. That's the current lineup, man. We still keeping this dream alive.
For sure.
I appreciate y'all brothers, man, for staying down with us and keeping the music going, bro. For real.
Yeah, for real. Shout out to you, boy. Hey,
for sure.
Y'all about to go on tour.
Yeah. We got a couple of days lined up now, man.
Soon.
Man, for sure.
Yeah. Now Friday I'll be in Memphis.
Yeah, that's why I was so when I seen them, I'm like, okay, this is the time.
Right, no doubt. It's good energy, man. It's good energy. So, I mean, like we've been blessed, bro, to still be able to this lineup right now. We've been doing it longer than any lineup, though. Yeah, since 2014, man. So here we are, 7 years making. Even the original lineup only went for 5 years. You see what I'm saying? So I think that's part of God's blessing, man, and you know that He just putting His hands on this situation and allow us to have the opportunity.
Sure.
And you know, it's been a rough ride, but we keeping it 100. A lot of people still don't see the vision, you know what I'm saying, because my man Tone gone, and you know a lot of things are not the same, but we doing it for the reason of keeping the music alive. We ain't trying to replace nobody. These dudes know what it's about, you know, for real.
Have anybody reached out to y'all to try to do a biopic?
It's been a couple of discussions, and obviously we interested. You know, I think it just has to be done right. I definitely want.
Need a movie.
Nah, I mean,
it has to be a biopic.
No,
I heard Teddy Riley in an interview where he spoke about it.
He told me that. I just, you know, like, for me, I definitely, you know, the Thompson family needs to be involved. You know, the information has to be correct and things that they are, you know, are
gotta make sense.
Yeah, exactly. They
the people, man, the people. And it'll be a good story.
Nah, I mean that's
definitely
a great story.
I mean, from coming up from Waco, from where we it's hard for anybody to come up or blow up or try to get in the industry because it seems like we slept on.
Real talk.
You know what I'm saying? So you see, and then it's not to, you know, go to, but it took so long. Y'all was one of the biggest groups out of Waco, and it took so long for that to re-happen with Hot Boy West. I don't know if you speak, but Waco True.
You know
what I'm saying? So it took so long
for somebody to get back to that
to get back to that level, because it never was nobody else.
You know, and it's crazy how people.
I mean, we got S1.
Right.
We got S1 that's a producer, you know what I'm saying? That's, you know, shout out to S1, that a super producer that done Power and a lot of other tracks with Beyonce, you know what I'm saying? But as an artist, it never happened.
Right. Man, I mean, you know, I would say this is the
Do
story.
You got any advice to them?
Man, like, once again, man, you gotta just keep working, man. You know, sometimes your blessing, most of the time your blessing comes when you don't expect it. You understand? And you know, now the game is different because you got all these other avenues. I mean, you know, social media itself is totally different because they expect you to be, you know, relevant and push it out everyday content to where back then, you know, you had to look for BET, VH1, MTV. You know, that was your only outlet for them to see you and hear you.
That was one of the biggest outlets.
There
ain't no other outlets, so it's it felt like it was so easy to blow up because you got to go to these 3 channels to listen to hip hop.
Right. And I mean, you know, even with the radio stations, like, you know, we had 104, which was the main R&B that everybody got, and 97.5, which was here in Waco. So now everything is social media, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, you in the independent, you know, perspective of it is you can control yourself a lot better. So I mean, my advice is, like I say once again, man, just make sure you love it, because it's gonna be days where you don't want to do this shit. You understand? And it don't pay off the way you expect it to, but in the end, you got to keep moving. I mean, as a, you know, if you like music, man, like I do, you know, you just wake up feeling music, right? You know, I just get a chance to perform it. But man, shout out to Hot Boy West and you know, Waco Trump. My cousin was just at his video shoot yesterday, I think.
Shout out nephew, man.
Another dude, man, Cam KT, man.
Cam KT, man. Y'all sleeping on him. TOG Mind.
New Authentic from the job.
And we got, tune in tomorrow. We got Big Biggie tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow. 8 o'clock. We got Big Biggie in the building, man.
Y'all represent the code, man, for real.
We try to. This is what this platform set up. This was set up for.
That's what's up.
A lot of people don't get their fly. A lot of people don't need to know the story.
Right.
The city.
I mean, man, that's a biopic within itself too, huh?
That's a biopic within itself.
Real talk. I wish we could just get a production crew here and do that. You know, like I know they did something a while back.
That Waco. Waco. But I mean, shout out to everybody that, you know, that had a part of the scripture and did Lindsay, shout out to them. But, you know, I think my opinion. I just think they need to get deep.
No, I totally agree, man. I kind of heard
That's
some
just
of
my opinion. Y'all wasn't even mentioning it.
Exactly.
I mean, how you gonna mention? And I'm not being Charlamagne over there. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna but how you not gonna mention? High five. I mean, you have to go to the beginning of it.
You got to, bro.
And I mean, like, I have to take it a step further. You gotta mention the door. You gotta mention the door.
Legit.
Yeah.
Shout out to Terry.
What was your group called?
Man, fifth key.
Yeah, gotta mention fifth key.
That's how you do it, though.
That's how you do it. Cash out, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Big Robert Ridley. He was in one of our groups, man.
That boy said he thought he was Lil Tony.
In the 6th grade. Nah, for real.
Nah, he could go, huh?
Hey, I looked up to Tony because I knew. I mean, like I say, in one of the concerts where y'all did at the convention center, he called me backstage. That's what's up. And Jesus Hawthorne, you're a witness to this. He a witness.
Oh yeah, gotta get a witness, man. I don't know. Y'all know if you went backstage. I don't know.
At the convention center.
All right, tell me the story, man.
And we performed BBD's song, man. Wow. I want to say we performed BBD Poison.
See, I ain't gonna lie, I don't remember, man. It was hectic for us that night. I ain't gonna lie.
And y'all and Tony just called me back there, and I sung. I want to say one of y'all songs. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I want to say I sung that, or I'm Not Lost in Love. Because I knew Tony sung the song.
Right,
see, I've been watching Tony since y'all. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
before he was even signed.
No doubt.
When he performed at Paul Quinn at the group, he performed with my brother Butch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At Paul Quinn. And that's when he took the tuxedo out, threw it in the stage.
Oh, okay.
And all that. He had to go back. All the niggas threw that shit out and had to go back and get it because them all were rented. You know what I'm saying? But for real, this fat shit though. I was a little nigga though. You know what I'm saying? So, but no,
good shit. So yeah, I mean, and you're right, because somebody else that came to me and said, like, we think it should, they didn't go to all the right people. And obviously, I think if they don't know, then how can they, go to the right people? You got to get all the right people involved.
You got to be a part 2. You got to start.
Part 3 and 4, It's a lot of shit, man.
Definitely got to get done, though, man.
I guess because it was hip hop.
Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. That's why I'm going with it.
You can't.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to make something happen.
Nah, I think it'll happen. I do, man. We just stay positive and keep talking to the right people. Real talk.
Man, we got the OG of the building, man.
Man, I appreciate y'all, bro. I know we probably spent an hour.
Hour and a half.
Hour in the building, man.
I appreciate y'all, man.
You want to tell everybody, man, anything when it comes, your dates on the show?
We got Memphis, Tennessee, July. It's July, right?
Yeah, July for sure. I think
July 23rd, we got Memphis. July 30th, we got Lincoln City, California. Some pretty good days. I think Memphis got Troop. What's the dude name that was with 50 Cent? Big. What's his name? Rap dude.
Lord.
The other one. He from Memphis too.
Young Buck.
Young Buck.
On that one. It's a few other names I can't even think of them off top. So we'll get to see them guys. It's kind of more like a award shows type of thing. They're gonna give some stuff to the city and things. And the 30th we got the Lincoln City. That's with Boys and Men and Father MC and Shy. And then I think the week after that, somewhere back in California. So we got like about 9 dates set up right now.
Okay.
We're gonna be on the road, man. Trying to get this money and keep the music alive. That's where we at.
When you spoke awards, is it a big award that y'all went to? Did y'all ever go to?
Soul Train. We did Soul Train. That probably was the biggest one that we looked forward to at the time. I think we went to an American Music Awards, but we didn't get to present. So.
But y'all was there though.
Yeah, for sure.
Y'all hit the red carpet.
Man, we rubbed shoulders with all the big dogs at the time, man. Yeah.
That's why you OG. That's why you man. That's what it is, man.
I'm still living, man. I'm gonna let y'all say that. I'm gonna let y'all say that.
That's the love about it. That's the love about it. It's genuine.
I am thankful, man. I appreciate that God bless me, man. I don't mind sharing the truth. You know what I'm saying? I think I can say every time y'all see me, I share the truth.
Every time, baby. You know it. You know it.
I ain't gonna bite my tongue.
In the barbershop.
I ain't gonna bite my tongue, man. That's what's up. And, and I appreciate Waco for keeping me humble because, I don't want to feel like no celebrity here. I want to feel like this home, man, where I can walk around. I don't want my hair cut fresh all the time. I want to look like a nigga that's been partying sometimes.
That's up.
Real talk, man. So I appreciate that.
Pull it up. It ain't official until you can pull it up, and you officially pulled up.
Now, bro, we pulled up, man. I'll be ready to come back and share some more good news when it all happens, man. Real.
You want to take us out with this?
Sign us off, man. Let us know.
Man, keep God first, man.
Off top.
Just learn how to love and communicate that stuff. And real talk, like resolving issues, man. You youngsters out there, man, who get mad and think that it's only one way to do it. Several ways, man. You don't have to take no life to resolve your issue. Talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes just go to sleep and wake up the next day. That's a blessing.
That's a blessing. Stop the violence.
Stop the violence, man.
Sign down with that, man. Pull up podcast.
All day.
You had it, man. Pull up. Appreciate you, baby.
One more, baby.
Love,
All day, baby.